They're serving something you remember called real meals. A place called Boston Market, built around ovens, not microwaves or fryers. Slow roasted rotisserie chicken. Juicy turkey breast in its own natural juices. Tender double glazed ham. And freshly prepared side dishes like mashed potatoes from scratch. Eat like you remember.
Pick up a great homestyle meal at Boston Market starting at just $3.99.
For a while, Boston Market felt completely unstoppable. Rotisserie chicken spinning in the window, mashed potatoes, cornbread, and that comforting home-style vibe. It was fast food that didn't feel like fast food at all. At its peak, Boston Market had over 1,200 locations, dominated suburban dinner plans, and looked like the future of American casual dining. So how did a brand built on comfort, convenience, and consistency slowly fade into near irrelevance? This is the rise and eventual fall of Boston Market. Boston Market began in 1985, but not under that name. It started as Boston Chicken, founded in Massachusetts with a simple but clever idea: serve rotisserie chicken with classic home-style sides quickly. At the time, fast food meant burgers, fries, and pizza. Boston Chicken offered something different. It felt healthier, more grown up, and more like something you'd bring home to the family instead of eating in your car. The rotisserie ovens were placed front and center, acting as both a cooking tool and a marketing strategy. Customers could literally see their dinner being made. The concept clicked immediately. By the early 1990s, Boston Chicken was expanding rapidly. Investors were excited, customers were loyal, and the company went public. In 1995, the brand rebranded as Boston Market, signaling that it was more than just chicken. Meatloaf, turkey, ham, and comfort food sides turned the chain into a full dinner replacement. Boston Market wasn't just a restaurant. It was a routine. Weekend night dinners, busy parents, and people who wanted something warm without cooking at all leaned on it. But growth was happening at a dangerous speed. Boston Market's biggest mistake was expanding too fast and too aggressively. New locations were expensive to build, many were placed too close together, and sales at individual stores began to drop as they competed with each other. The company relied heavily on debt to fuel growth, and food waste became a serious issue due to the fresh, prepared daily model. Franchisees struggled, operational costs climbed, and profitability lagged behind expenses. By the late 1990s, the warning signs were impossible to ignore. In 1998, Boston Market filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, stunning Wall Street and consumers alike. 2 years later, McDonald's acquired the chain, hoping to diversify beyond burgers and fries. Under McDonald's ownership, Boston Market was stabilized. Poor-performing locations were closed, operations were streamlined, and for a brief moment, it looked like the brand might recover. But Boston Market never truly fit into McDonald's system. By 2007, McDonald's sold the company, ending its experiment with comfort food. After that, Boston Market entered a long, quiet decline. Fast casual chains like Panera, Chipotle, and later, meal prep and delivery services changed how people ate. Boston Market began to feel outdated and not unhealthy, but not trendy either. Attempts to modernize the menu and rebrand never fully landed. Locations quietly closed year after year, and the brand slowly faded from cultural relevancy. By the 2020s, many people were surprised to learn Boston Market was still operating at all. Today, Boston Market exists in the shadow of its former self, plagued by store closures, lawsuits, and financial trouble. What was once a fast casual powerhouse is now a cautious tale. Boston Market didn't fail because people stopped loving comfort food. It failed because the growth outpaced stability, and the brand couldn't evolve fast enough to survive changing tastes. It's a reminder that even the most comforting brands aren't immune to collapse.